AOE leveling as a Paladin. Let's get into it. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to level and where to level as a protection Paladin doing AOE farming. Alright, to start off with, you can begin doing this, and I recommend beginning this around like level 20 or level 22. In this video, I'm going to show you all the way from 20 all the way up to level 70, where to farm, what spec to have, and how to do it. So, to start off with, I recommend just doing the quest until you get to level 20. Now, if you want help getting from level 1 to 20 by questing, I highly recommend getting rested XP. Now you can get this for free to get from level 1 to 20, like a free trial. And now what this is basically the best leveling guides in the world for World of Warcraft. There'll be a link down in the description box below where you can check out rested XP and get a free copy from the 1 to 20. This is when you'll get concentration. Now this will be your AOE move and your most important thing when it comes to AOE leveling as a Paladin. So at level 20 you can begin. So what I recommend doing before that is just doing the quest your way up to level 20, and then it is on. Now for the talents, on your way up to level 20, I recommend following what I have here. So going all into this one right here, 5 in toughness, then you can put 2 in precision, improved righteous fury, and then also shield specialization. Now this is with 18 points. Your main goal here is you're working your way up to Blessing of Sanctuary, because this is very important for AOE farming as a protection Paladin. Now, so once you hit level 20, I recommend heading over to West 4, and exactly right here. Now there's going to be Murlocs that spawn at tents in big groups. So for an example, we just cleared this one before the video. I'll take you up to the next one. But basically they have big groups of these Murlocs. And the best thing about them is they only hit with melee, and they don't have any casting moves. And there's a whole heap of them spawn at every single hut. There's about like 5 or 6 of them. So this is where I recommend going from level 20 all the way up to level 30. Now at level 30 there is a much better spot to go than this for the level, but you can only do this because some of these are level 20, so you can only do this to level 26 before they go grey. Now this is where you want to move further up north, and there are a bit higher level ones up here, and then after that I will show you the next spot. But I'll just show you, if you don't know how to do this at this level, you're mainly just relying on your concentration and your bubble, both your bubbles. And when you're in bubble, you can heal yourself up, get a few big holy lights off, and you should be up to full health. So I'll just show you a pool right now. I'll find a group where there's a decent amount of them. Okay, so there's a few things you need to know before this. You want to always make sure you have spikes on your shield. So at this level you can just throw on iron spikes. What they do is basically reflect damage back to whoever's attacking you. Now this really helps. And now with the protection Paladin and AOE, you do want decent gear. Your gear is pretty important. You can crumble it, like you can make or break you depending on your gear. Now, what sort of stats you want is mainly, you want a lot of stamina. However, things like this, like cloth gear that has a whole heap of intellect and spirit, can be really helpful, because you're gonna need a decent amount of mana to get off your concentrations and your holy lights. Now for your buffs, I recommend at this level just going with your Blessing of Wisdom. I like to do this, it keeps up your mana. We can throw on our Righteous Fury, and then you also definitely want to be using Retribution Aura. Okay, so this is how you want to be doing the pulls that you're doing from level 20 to 26 to 27. You can go a bit north if you want to do this at level 27 still, and they are a bit higher level. So what I like to do is have my Blessing of Wisdom up, all my buffs up, my Retribution Aura, and then what I like to do is put on Seal of Crusader, And what we're going to do is just get them all together. I like to use a judgment on the furthest one. So for example, this guy right here. Now you'll always want to keep your back to these guys, and you simply just want to keep pumping out the damage. You want to have a consistent concentration on the ground. Now these guys do run away, so when they go to run away you can hodge them, or you can judgment them when they're very low to get the finishing kill. Now we're not going to need it right now, but we will do a bubble, and I'll show you how to use the potions also. So you want to use bubble when you get low, and then you can heal in it. You can get off 2 holy heals in this time. So what I like to do is holy heal, potion, meta potion, and then another holy heal. And you're basically all the way back up to full, and that is more than enough to do these mobs. Like you can pull up to about 8 or 10 of these guys, and doing that method you're going to be absolutely fine. The higher levels you get, the easier it's going to be, obviously. As you can see, we just pulled another one. So like I mentioned, they do run away, and sometimes they can pull others, which can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing, depending on how well you were going in the pool and if you can handle that. But as you can see right here, I think we got about, what is that, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then the 7th. So we do got about 7th there, and that is how I like to do this pool. But the ones that run away, you can just wait for them to run back to you, finish them off. Now that is like how I like to do this pool right here. Now this is where I recommend being from level 20 to 26. Alrighty, so level 27 to level 30, you want to come to this spot right here and kill the moss hide trappers. So they're just located up a bit further in the narrow river parts. So right here is where you'll find these guys, and they're going to be a minimum level of 23, and they go up to about like 25, 26, and there's a big like elite guy of them that is 27 over there that you can actually AoE down to also. Now with these mobs, they're going to be at all the camps, so they're spread around all this river system here, and there are like little camps like this, and there'll be about 5 to 6 of them at each camp. Now some camps can actually have a mage, so it's a caster, and the caster will actually cast frostbolt on you, and it actually slows you. But that is like not to worry whatsoever. You simply just, when you do the pull, you want to do the pull on top of the caster and kill the caster first, and that way like all the melees will run to you on top of the caster. So I'll just show you how to do a pull here. We'll do a pretty big one right here. So I'm level 27, this is the lowest level. I recommend coming here to do this. I recommend doing the spot before this first. You want to make sure that you've got all your buffs up. As you can see, we're all buffed up. And then you want to go for it. You want to put on your first seal will be your Crusader. And basically what you want to do is pull them or to the middle and just do your AoE kill. So we got netted here, so we might not pull that the furthest one, but that is alright. He will come in. Now you want to keep your hodges up, keep your concentration down, and always use your judgment just for faster kills. As you can see, once we get low, what we're going to do is we're going to pop bubble, and then we're going to do 2 holy lights. So we'll do that now. There's 1 holy light, and then the second. This will get us up to about nearly 80% HP, or 60, 66. This should be enough. And now you want to kill the lower ones that come back. Focus on the lower ones, the lower HP ones first, and we should be fine here. And now this is how you do the pull right here at the lowest level possible. I recommend coming here. So they all run away. They're going to run back slowly. Just kill them one by one. They may pull other things, other mobs, but you just kill them also. As you can see, they were running back now. And we just hit them one by one. We should be right here. So the higher level you get, the easier these pulls are going to be. We also have a little chest there that we can get. So what was that? 1 2 3 4 5 6. I believe that was about 6. And so like I said, you want to do this from level 27 all the way up to level 30. You could even do level 31 here, but at 30 there is another spot that you can go. Okay, so there's a mob here that has a major, so they're called the Mosshide Mistweaver. What we'll do, we'll put a skull on that, and I'll show you how I like to do the pools that have a major in it. So it's pretty much the same deal. You just want to collect them all from the outside, and you want to end up on top of the major, and this is where you're going to do your AOE. So very, very simple. We won't even probably need a bubble here. We can get this major down nice and quick. There we go. Perfect. We may pull this other one when these guys run off, but that should be right. And then just simply keep your concentration down and your judgment on cooldown. So what we'll do here, I wonder if we probably don't even need to actually bob or use any potions or anything like that. We'll just finish this guy off. They shouldn't hit too hard. Right, and that is how you do the mage pool, like with a group with a mage, and that's without using your bob or any potions or anything like that, any consumables. Got a nice little cloak there. Right, they run pretty far away as you can see, so just wait for them to come back. Finish this guy off, and then you rinse and repeat, and you do this till level 30. Okay, so now you're at level 30. Now with level 30 comes a whole heap of things that is going to become very, very useful for our AOE leveling. First of all, you get Blessing of Sanctuary. Now basically what this is a move that is going to deal damage to the targets when they hit you. Basically like Retribution Aura pretty much. Now this is a must-have for our AOE farming. You're also going to get Seal of Light. Seal of Light is basically another seal that you have, and when you use it on someone, it has a chance to, when you hit them, to actually heal you back some health. So it's not a crazy amount, but it does help for your sustainability. And now a few other things I recommend using would be the Scroll of Spirit, number 3. This is really, really good. And then also your oils. So this is your mana oils that you use on your weapon. These are very, very important. And you're also going to be using Retribution Aura. And now, instead of using Wisdom of Blessing of Wisdom, we're going to be using Blessing of Sanctuary. Alright, so now you've got all your buffs up. Where we're going to be doing level 30, so around 34 or 35, is right here, over in Duskwood. So there's some spawns right here of these guys, the Nightbane Shadow Weavers. Well, not the Shadow Weavers, it's actually the other guys, the Fangs, that are going to be spawned down there and over here, and they're the main ones that we're going to be farming. Basically just Nightbanes that we are going to be killing. Alright, so you want to make sure you have all your buffs up. Now the minimum level I recommend coming here is level 30, because they still are going to hit you really, really hard at level 30. Now you also have your mount, and with this I recommend bringing mana potions. So once you're at level 31, bring the greater mana potions. At level 30, just bring the mana potions. So there is a mob here, and you can round up all of these guys too, and do a mob out of that. And you can like round all them up too, and that. And there's over this hill at the mines, there's 2 like camps that you can AoE pull really well. That has about 10 in them. It's a very good spot. So let's start this off. We'll just do this middle mob right here of 4 for now. I'll show you how to do the next pull. So you want to keep up your Seal of Light, keep up your concentration. We're currently using the rank 2 concentration just so it does a bit more damage and speeds this up. You want to keep using your Hodges on cooldown, and also your Judge. So now we're low mana, what we're going to do is pop a mana potion to keep up with these concentrations. The new rank really does take the mana out. And now this is how you do it just on relax pool, when there's like only like 4 or 5 or 6 of those, something like that. You will not need to bubble at all. So I'll show you where the next pull is, so you can like gather all these guys around here and make them into groups. But there is another really good spot just over this hill, so I'll take you over there now and I'll just show you where it is. So it's very, very close. It's like all connected here. It's literally just down in front of the mining thing right here, the cave entrance. So you run over the hill, once you've cleared that other side. And I've already cleared this just before, but there'll be about 8 guys right here, and then another 8 around that barrel. I can actually wait around and I'll show you the respawn just so you know what it looks like. Alright, so this is where they spawn. Another dude just killed a few of them. So there's like normally about 5 here at that camp, a few roaming around here, and then over at that camp I think another 2 spawn up there. So I'll just do another little quick pull on the side here. So they actually can daze you, which will dismount you, which doesn't really matter. As long as you can gather them all together still, it should be right. Now you want to mainly focus with your judgment on one target, try to get him killed quick as possible, that way it's less damage that you're going to be taking overall. So you keep your concentration up, just like normal, very simple. Once you get low, mana potion. If you need to bubble and heal, you can go ahead and do that now. We should be right. Actually, we'll do it just for the video's sake. So we'll top back up, put a concentration down, and back at it. Very simple. Now you want to do this from level 30 up to around 34, 35. I recommend about 35. Now the higher level you get, the more of these guys you can pull at once. Who's the lowest? This one's lower. So we'll finish this guy off. And that is basically how you do it. And you just juggle back and forth from this side to the other side as they spawn back. Okay guys, so the next spot is from 35 to about 40. And where it is right here in Arathi Highlands. If you're Horde, it's right here. If you're Alliance, it is up the top there. So basically what it is a camp, and it will have, if you're Alliance, you come to the orcs, and the other ones you got like humans, but there's a whole heap of them spread out at these farms. So what you want to do is make sure you got all your buffs. The talents you should be up to now at level like 35 onwards, you want to get Reckoning, and then the rest of the points into one-handed weapon specialization. The damage is actually not just for your weapon, it is for all of your moves, like absolutely everything, so that is a good damage increase. Now you want to make sure you've got your buffs. You can actually use some new things now. You can use your Dragon Breath Chili, your Oil of Immolation, and then just all your other buffs. And you can also use Arcane Elixirs now, which increase your spell damage, which will make your concentration hit a lot harder. And then same as before, you want to have your Retribution Aura and your Blessing of Sentry up. Then you want to do a fresh Seal of Light. Make sure you're full mana, and I'll show you how to do the pull. So you want to mount up. Now that you've got a mount, and you just want to do one side at a time, you can pull the whole thing. That is the beauty of protection paladins. We can do nice big AOE pulls. Alright, so we've got a whole heap of them here, and we just want to burn them down. Keeps our concentration up. Concentration. Then we want to put our seal on a new guy, and then when we get low, we can pop our mana pot and do a heal if we need to. So we can mana up right now, do a consecration, bubble, get full health, and then we'll finish them off. We only need one heal there. We'll finish them off pretty fast. So this is the best way to be leveling at this level. As you can see, you take down a whole heap of them. It's very easy to do, and I recommend doing this, like I said, from level 35 up to around level 40. Alrighty, so now we're doing 40 to about 43, 44. You can do this farm, and I recommend doing it too. You can do it a little bit higher, but there are some other spots. Now, pre-patches just came out, so Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch. So we have some new talents, and it's changed up quite a lot. So, what you want to be going with now is basically this talent tree right here. For now, basically we just want to get up to your Blessing of Sanctuary. You got to have that, the Reckoning, and then you also want your holy shield for now. And we want a couple more things, but for now we're kind of in like the narrow, like a weird lot of levels where it's probably best to go this build, but this build won't be best overall. Like in the end, like we put two points into Divinity for a bit extra heals, but I think this works the best right now, just from personal preference and just doing the AOE farms that we're doing. So what we're doing next is going to be the Murloc farm. And yes, I recommend starting here at level 40 if you're a Paladin. You can start lower, obviously, if you're a mage or whatever. But this is all about Paladin AOE farming. So you want to have your buffs up. What we're going to be using is Seal of Light. Unless we get real low mana, then we can swap to Wisdom. We want to be using Blessing Sanctuary like before. Just putting all our buffs on. Our Retribution Aura. Now, we also have a new talent right here, which is Holy Shield. You want to make sure this is up consistently on you. It has 8 charges. You want to make sure you always have a charge up on you when it's on cooldown. So basically just use it on cooldown pretty much. We've got a couple buffs here, just our consumables. You want to be using your Dragon Breath Chili. This thing's awesome. It does like an AoE move. And you want to make sure that you've got your spikes on your shield. We're using just the Mithril spikes for now. This works fine. We just did a pull before. I think most of them spawned back in there. So I'll show you how to do a pull. So you make sure all your buffs are up and you're ready to go. You just want to mount up, round them all up together. And you kind of want to keep your back to them if you can. That way they can't actually knock you off your mount like that. So that was not the best example. But anyways, we got a group of them here. We can pull a few more in. We'll get that dude to come in. Okay, so now we can start burning them down. And it's very, very easy in pre-patch. You do like so much damage and they drop so quick. Like we don't even need to use potions or anything. Throw a little cheeky heal up. We got a few new ones that pulled in, that's right. You can just take them down. You want to make sure you got your Seal of Light up though. It does a crazy amount of healing, especially in the pre-patch right now. It's like healing so much. It's crazy. So I'll show you how to do another pull just here. I'll try to do a bit bigger one that we don't get dismounted. So basically just want to clear them up. They take a few minutes to respawn. I like to do one pull this side, one pull over there. And the only bad thing about these guys is that they actually flee, so they run away when they get low health. So what I like to do is just throw down a concentration when they all run off, and then by the time they get back, ooh, we got a level. By the time they get back, you want to put another one down and it should take them out. Alright, I'll show you how we do the other side here without getting dismounted, hopefully. Oh, we got a green. Now there can be a chest that spawns here, so you keep an eye out for that too when you're doing this farm. And there's a couple Murlocs that like walk around like this guy and around the edges, so just keep an eye out for them. You don't want to pull them by themselves, it would be a waste of time. Alright, so we'll gather these lot up and we'll do this side now. So there are some out on the outsides here. As you can see, there's a guy here. We'll grab him too. Keep our back to him if we can. It's not always that easy. We'll grab this one up here. Alright, that's big enough. And then you simply just burn them down. Then we wait for the other side to respawn and rinse and repeat. There is a spot up there, which you could go do. But that is up to you. It's not as many, but I might actually show you that. And I'll show you actually doing a pull of both sides. So like a full, like a massive pull, basically. Of doing both them pulls in one, if you want to do it that way. So the other pull is just around the corner here. So that's where we just did them two. I'll show you where the other one is. It's a littler, so there's that dude that's running wild. It is a littler pull here. There's only like, I'm not sure, probably like 10 or so. It is worth doing though while you're waiting on the other one. See, there's a group of them here, the ones that follow you. So it kind of adds up. But it's better than just sitting there AFK and waiting for the other spot to respawn. As you can see, you just want to keep up that concentration. See how they all run away? This is where I like to throw down once as soon as they get back, and sometimes they do pull a few more, which it doesn't really matter. Such a chill spot here as a protection paladin leveling to an AOE. Like, these guys barely hit you, especially like you're just level 40, so you can actually wear plate now. So if you want to look at my stats, we're actually 3k armor, which is a decent amount at this level. Well, not really, like we got most metal gear, but you can even get more armor if you really wanted. Right, so I'll go do a full pull on the other side and show you how that works. Alrighty, so it looks like they've all respawned there, so we'll see if we can do a full pull with our outgetting mounted, make sure we're all buffed up. What are we missing? Our chilly breath, is it? Yep, there we go. That's what we want on. Alright, so let's grab them all together. We're going to try to keep our back to them as much as possible here. I'll grab this guy too. We want to keep our back to them. And this one we're probably going to need to bubble. Oh, maybe not. If we do though, what we do is a bubble and then we do a holy light, but we're not even going to need it for a full pull. Alright, awesome. So they'll all come running back now. And we'll just finish them off. And watch the XP come flying in. Alright, so that's basically how you do the full pull here. It can be a bit cleaner. But yeah, it's basically how you do it. It's a really chill spot to AOE farm. You want to do this to about level 43, 44. Would be the way to go, I think. Oh, and the last thing, that's where the chest spawns. So right there, you can see it right in here. We'll actually take these guys out and we'll grab it. Sometimes you get some good stuff from it, sometimes. But yeah, so this is where I recommend doing your AOE farming at this level. So for the Murlocs, they're right here. If I didn't show the location before, they're located just there. But now where we're going to be going for the next levels, you do this from about around 42 to so you do this from about level 42 to about 51 or 52. Now, what we're going to be doing is killing the pirates in Tarnaeus. So right here, on this part right here, a whole heap of pirates spawn. So a lot spawn along this part right here. So they were about level 54 or 55. You get a whole heap that spawn here. You can do a pull just there. Another lot that will spawn down the bottom here and up on the top of this boat. There are a few people here at the moment. This is one of the most popular servers. So on your server, you should be able to get this pretty free. So you can pull a group of them up on the top here and kill them right here. And then after you've done that, oh god, we fell in the boat. Oh no. Oh, we got out of it. Oh, thank god. We're in like a weird spot though. Okay, so we got out of there. The next spot where you can group them together and do a pull is from up on there. And there's usually a group of them in the middle here and a few in the houses, so you can pull them out. I'll just show you a pull. We'll do one over here. There's not many. They're not all respawn. Let's just buff up. Dragon Chili Breath. A few of our buffs. Alright. So there is a few people here, so they won't be like a full pull, but I'll show you basically how you want to do it. So we got days there. So what we're going to do is try get a bit of ground. We want to pull this furthest guy. There we go. Alright, so you might have to do an early bubble here. That's what we'll do, definitely. So we'll pop 2 heals, 2 holy lights, get full health, and we'll get this guy to come in closer. And now we'll finish them off. And of course some other guy comes, wrecks our XP. Anyways, this is how you do it. We have to have our seal up. But like I mentioned, this is on Benediction, so one of the most popular servers. You shouldn't have competition like this if you're on a different server. But yeah, on this server there is a fair bit of competition. Now, also there is a chest that spawns here that I do recommend. You can get some good items from the chest. There's one that spawns up in the boat also. So up in there, there's another one. Can we get up here? There is actually a boss dude, like a higher level guy that spawns down here. It's usually right here, but someone has beat us to it. By the looks of it, yeah. But yeah, there's another chest that spawns down in this bottom part too. And for talents, the main thing that you want to make sure you've got is your Blessing of Sanctuary, of course, and also your Holy Shield. So that's why we're down this far. We make sure we get this. That is a must. And then what I'm doing is putting the rest into this right here for some parry. You can't go wrong with that. And so that is the build right now. And it seems to be working really, really well for this sort of open world AoE farming. We'll do another pull. I'll show you how to do the one up on the boat. So you grab as many of these guys as you can. I'm not sure what's respawned up here yet. There's a few. So you can come just in the middle, don't want to lose aggro of the ones we pulled behind us. Group them up and then just AoE them down. It's very, very simple and very easy to do now that we are in the Wrath of the Lich King beta, not beta, pre-patch, sorry. You're just so strong as a prop paladin. These dudes barely damage you. But this is where you go, like I said, from about level 42 all the way up to level 52. Now, one thing about this spot is that they flee, so they run away when they're low HP. The best thing to do to counter that is just let them run away and wait in this one spot with your concentrate ready to get them once they run back in. That way you're not running around everywhere chasing one at a time around. So as you can see, I just wait here like this, put a new concentrate, and then they all die in the one spot, and you have a nice loot pile to save you time basically and be more efficient. Now as you can see just here, if you do pull too many when you're too low level, you can actually die here. As you can see, we're only level 44, and the reason that we died just there was just mainly because that we pulled the boss guy. So when you pull him, you just want to make sure the pulls are a bit littler because they do hit a bit harder. Now the main thing, another thing that I like to use here is a Dragon's Chili Breath. So as you can see, that fire effect that does an AoE in front of you. Now that is a great thing to be using still in Wrath of the Lich King. When you're leveling up, doing this sort of leveling, it comes in really handy. So with Wrath, we have a whole heap more mana now because our Blessing of Sanctuary gives back 3% mana every time that you're hit. So don't be afraid to use your heals. Alright, so going on to level 52 to 60, we're going to be heading up here to the Plaguelands right here at this farming patch. Now this is by far the best one out of the patches. There's a few other little spots around here that you can do if this has heaps of competition. But now a big thing about this farm is that they're undead. So that is right, you can use your Holy Wrath and it hits hard, really hard, and also stuns for 3 seconds. So this will really, really help speed up the kills here. Now, if you're a caster, but obviously we're not, there is certain mobs here that will actually fear you if you have a gap in between you and them. And they also daze you just like that, off your mount if you have your back to them. So what you want to try to do is always keep your back obviously away from them. And you should be right as a paladin. The ones that fear will not fear because you were next to them, so they'll just melee you instead. So you do not have to worry about that whatsoever. But if somehow they do get a fear off on you, you just want to bubble and or trinket. If you're a human, you can use your human trinket or PvP trinket and just get out of it and continue. But it's not a big deal, and this is a great spot. You can actually get some epic drops here that are worth a fair bit of gold. I came up and I got the shoulders, the level 52 elite shoulders. I forget the name of them, but they're worth like 50 gold. You also get the cloths here and a decent amount of raw gold too, just because you're killing so many mobs here. So they're the ones, the terror, that can fear you if you have a gap in between you and them. So like they're just spread out over here, but with the paladin you're just going to pull them. It doesn't really matter. But as you can see, they are spread out all along these houses here and basically all along the farm. So at lower levels you'll be able to not pull as many, but you can still pull a whole heap of them. But once you're like a bit higher level for here, say like level 50, 55, 56, you'll be able to pull like the whole lot of them. Like there's like 40 to 50 mobs here that you can pull all at once, and if you do that, it's just crazy XP. And you will get a decent amount of gold too, to be honest. It's a pretty good farm for both things. Like some level 70s even come here just to make some gold relaxing. But as you can see, you definitely want to have your seal of light up so you can get them heals back. They're super important on this farm right here, because you are going to be taking some damage just because the amount of mobs that are on you. And then once I've done this side, I pull up the right side there, and then you basically just want to rinse and repeat that, just going around the whole farming patch. Also, there are a couple of quests you can pick up for here. As you can see, we're getting quests done as we're doing this, so I do recommend picking up them quests. Okay, moving on to the next spot right here. This is just up a bit further from where we are, and this is a really good farm. So I recommend doing this from, you can do this from honestly like 50 all the way to like 53 if you wanted to, but I recommend stopping this at level 60 and moving on to the next spot that is a bit better. But you could do it to about 62 or something like that, to be honest. It is a really good farm. It has a quick respawn rate. There's not a whole heap of them. Like there's a whole heap in the one tight area, but there's no more spread around. So once you kill them, you actually have to wait for them to respawn, but they have a very quick respawn timer. That's the only downside about this spot, is that you're going to be waiting for them to respawn, and there's not much to do in that time. Like there's no nearby AOE mobs that you can go get. Alright, now going on from 60 all the way up to level 70. That is right, 60 to 70 in one spot. Now, a lot of you may know this spot already. It is just down from Strat, and it is these guys right here. But before we get into that, I'll actually just show you the talents. These are the RAF talents that I like to go with for this farm right here. So we're basically just going for really high defensive abilities, and we also want to get our prot damaging abilities. And so it's right here under Shatrath City at the where all the dungeons are. And you want to come to the top side of it, and there'll be a whole heap of these mobs right here. And now these guys drop a whole heap of cloths, raw gold, and items, some elite items too that you can actually get from them that sell for a really nice gold. But a really good thing about this farm is that these guys are really easy to kill, and as you get up higher, close to level 70, they die super fast. And they're also in the open world. They're going to respawn pretty fast, and you get some decent loot from them. And the best part about this is that you can camp this all the way to level 70. Now, you would either want to do this, or you could go tank dungeons, because if you go tank dungeons, you're also going to be getting reputation from the dungeons. So as soon as you hit level 70, you should be like exalted in some reputations, and then you can buy some gear just like that. And they've actually boosted how much XP you get from the dungeons now. Now that we're going into Wrath instead of TBC, you get like half a level from one dungeon without any quests from just running it. So that's recommended, looking at that too, if you want to get some fresh gear from the reputation once you hit level 70. But as you can see, this is a really good spot. You just basically run up and down this spot here. All these guys will respawn, and they're all just located on the top end of this part. Now, if you'd want more tips and tricks for Wrath of the Lich King, gold making tips in particular, my gold making guide is now out. There'll be a link down in the description box below this video where you can go ahead and check it out. It's got a whole heap of pre-patch farms, and then a whole heap of Wrath of the Lich King farms, and like the best class and everything like that for gold making. So enjoy.